Okay, so hello and good evening, everyone. We're really happy to have you with us. We've brought many speakers from our many service areas who will be sharing how we help to support our students tonight. Before we begin, I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. Canadore College is located in the Robinson-Huron Treaty Territory, and the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Nabising Anishinaabe. We'd like to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous peoples of all the lands that we're on today. While we meet today on a virtual platform, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands, which we all call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people that call this land home. Once again, thank you for joining us this evening. Each representative will speak for 2 minutes to describe the services offered within their area. This session is for those who will be attending the College Drive, Commerce Court, Aviation, or West Parry Sound campus. We are fortunate to have many people joining tonight and will be using the Q&A feature for those who wish to submit questions. Your questions and responses, I should say, will be visible for all to see. If you wish to hide your name, you may ask the question anonymously. Once the speakers have finished, we will dedicate the remainder of the session to answer any outstanding questions. So just as a quick note, we will not be kind of responding to the hands up. Please use the Q&A and we will answer those questions once we've gone through all of our speakers. Just as a reminder, we will be giving prizes away. So all those who attended will be entered into our grand prize draw for a $1,000 tuition credit or Apple AirPods, which is funded by the marketing and recruitment team. Before we begin, I am just going to launch a poll just to figure out where everybody is from. So you'll see the poll pop up and we'll give you a couple minutes to answer. Okay, so I'm just going to end the poll there. It appears like 43% of our respondees are from Northern Ontario, being North Bay, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie in the area. So obviously we're in the near north area, and it's nice to see a lot of our students coming and staying in the north. We also have 28% of our students from the Toronto GTA area. So that's awesome. Welcome. We think you'll fall in love with the North Bay area. Ottawa is about 15%, as well as Hamilton Niagara 4%, and Southwestern Ontario rounds it out with 11% of the attendees. So it's great to have you here, and we're really pleased that you've chosen Canadore as your choice. So without further delay, what we're going to do is I'm just going to name the person that's going to speak, and then we'll go to the next person after each one is stopped, just so you have a good idea where each employee is coming from. So first up is our Canadore Student Council, which is Lise Paxton, who kind of coordinates with the Student Council, and Alex Matthew, who is this year's president of the Student Council. So I will leave it with either Lise or Alex, whoever wants to speak first.
I can go first. Good evening, I'm Lise Paxton. Pronouns are she and her, and I'm the Student Government Coordinator. So I oversee the day-to-day operations of the Student Council office, as well as activities and events at all 4 campuses. We also oversee the domestic health plan. So all students are automatically enrolled. I'm sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat here, so I'm going to have to take a little drink. Automatically enrolled in the student health plan, but you can opt out. So Aaron's going to post the GuardMe website. That won't be available for the opt-out period until after the 10-day count. So you want to make sure you kind of check that out if you want to opt out, if you have another health plan and your student is already under your coverage, you can opt out, and there's a window there that'll be posted on that website once our 10-day count is over. So look out for that. The health plan, you can also switch options. So there's 3 options that if you don't want to stay in the balance plan, you can switch into the other 2 options. So it'll explain all of that. I won't go into detail too long on that, but we run events and activities for the students at all of our campuses. So lots of student engagement, and we're looking forward to welcoming our students to campus with some really fun programming. And I'll turn it over to Alex really quickly to introduce himself as your Canadore Students Council President for this upcoming year.
Thank you, Liz. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Myself, Alex Matthew. I'm from India, an international student. So I'm pursuing avionics maintenance in Canadore Aviation Campus. I'm very much thrilled to be a part of CSE and to be a president. So thank you for this opportunity. And I would like to thank management for giving me such an opportunity. See you all in upcoming year.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
So next up, we are going to chat with Erin Plourde, who is in the Access and Inclusion Office.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here today, or tonight, I guess we could say. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin Plourde, pronouns she and her, and I'm the Access and Inclusion Coordinator here at Canadore. So if you are going to be coming to Canadore this fall, that's fantastic. You've made a great choice. If you're sitting on the fence, you're not sure if you want to come, honestly, do it. It's going to be a great year. We have tons of activities, awareness days, events. We have lots of fun going on throughout the year, or throughout the whole year. Essentially, my role is to support our students. I connect them with appropriate services both on and off campus. I work to identify and navigate barriers and challenges and provide students with the best support possible so you can achieve your goals both personally and academically. I facilitate various campus events, awareness days, like I just mentioned. I assist with preferred name changes. So if that's something that you're looking to get done, just know that we can do that ahead of time. So I'm going to put all my information in the chat so we can get that done ahead of time. So don't be discouraged. Don't be nervous. Reach out to me. I'm here to help. And I want to make sure that this is a great experience for you and you're having fun. I also want to highlight actually that Canadore College is helping to improve access to post-secondary education for youth placed in the care of Children's Aid. So there's a youth in care bursary. So if you believe that this applies to you, please connect with me. And I can walk you through the process. So essentially, I'm your real life Siri. If you don't know where to start, connect with me, and I'm here to help. So I look forward to meeting lots of new faces. And if you see me, I probably have a table with free stuff and goodies. So come by and see what I have.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. And just as an FYI for all of our attendees, there will be a lot of links placed in the chat. So if you hear something, and just make sure you check the chat because it's probably written out there for you and with links to find more information. So next up, we have Danielle Cooper from the admissions office. So off to you, Danielle.
Thanks, Daryl. I'm Danielle Cooper, the admissions officer for domestic students. Our office handles obviously admissions, so applying, registering, graduation, adding and dropping courses, getting your student ID. We also have financial aid in our office, and Lisa's here to speak to that. I will address, I guess, the major concern of the day, which is registration. It was scheduled to open yesterday, and I'm sure many of the students have noticed that it in fact did not open. It is delayed. We don't have a confirmed date as of yet, but it will be soon. We will send out an email with timelines and instructions for students as soon as we have the information. keeping in mind that registration, once it opens, it'll remain open till at least the end of the first week of school. Some programs, the end of the second week of school. So that's the major topic in our office right now. We're working as quickly as we can. It's top priority, so hopefully students will hear soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Danielle. So the next person that we will introduce is Erin Mitchell from the Campus Health Center. So Erin, up to you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is also Erin. I'm Erin Mitchell. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the Campus Health Center. So the Campus Health Center is a doctor's office on campus. So it's like having a family doctor, kind of home away from home, trying to, for the number of parents that are out there watching tonight, that can be very reassuring. I have a child away at school, and so I know that is definitely feels good in the health climate that we're in with COVID. We do have a family doctor's office on campus for the students. We do have some options if you are looking at studying remotely. Depending on the program, we do have some options for telemedicine, and we can assist you in whatever way that's best. So our office is located at the 100 College Drive location. We're open Monday to Friday, and we have varied hours. We usually have at least 1 or 2 evening clinics a week as well. So if you're in a program that is kind of a 9 to 5 program, you want to come in the evening, we have a lot of different office hours to try and make sure something works for you, because it can be difficult to find time away from classes if you need to get in for prescription refill, or if you're just not feeling well, you hurt yourself at the gym, like whatever, you just need to see someone. We also can do STI testing and PAP tests as well. We have a female nurse, Jessica, on campus that does do the exams as well for you for whatever your comfort level is. Some of the other services that we provide, we have refrigeration on site. If you have a refrigerated medication that you need to have stored, we can provide that service for you, flu shots, all that kind of stuff. Basically anything that you would do with your family doctor, we can help you with as well on campus. So one less thing to worry about when you're here with us. And we're open throughout the summer because there's always students on campus. So we look forward to having everyone coming back to see us. And if you are looking for us, if you're coming on campus or if you're coming for a tour, we're located right between the bookstore and security at 100 College Drive. So hopefully we see you, but you probably don't want to see me if you're not feeling well, but hopefully we see you on campus in the halls.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. Next up, we have Trina Sanjak from the Center for Career Development. So take it away, Trina.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
It's a little fuzzy.
It's the computer. I've tried getting good earbuds too, and it doesn't work. So I'm going to go on with my spiel anyway. Unfortunately, everyone will have to grin and bear it. So hello, and thank you for being with us. My name is Trina Sanjak, as Daryl said, and I'm from the Center for Career Development. I'm a Canadore grad myself. I graduated from the Early Childhood Education program forever and a day ago, and I have been with the college ever since. The Center for Career Development has a physical space at the College Drive campus, but with the way the virtual world is working now, we can meet practically anywhere, and certainly at your student's campus or their computer screen. So my role is to assist students and alumni with navigating finding employment. And that means a variety of things. It could be everything from their documents, resumes, cover letters. It could be from finding part-time work that works with their schedule. It could be finding full-time work in the summer. It could also be finding their career employment once they graduate from their program. And the Center for Career Development offers their services to alumni for life. So from now to the grave, we will offer employment support to our graduates. It will not always be me. There will also be some other wonderful person here to help your student out. The college itself offers part-time employment as well as full-time employment that works around the student's schedule, and those jobs are going to be posted the first 3 weeks of September. So if you're interested in working on the campus, check out the Facebook posts, your social media for those advertisements. We also assist with connecting students and alumni to employers. We offer campus job fairs. Sometimes I go into the classrooms and do workshops in regards to resumes, cover letters, job fairs, how to find work, etc. I also assist with the co-curricular record, which is a record of a student's volunteer opportunities. So if that's something that students are interested in, by all means, pop into our office and we can help you get set up. Oh, there's so much more that we do. My best recommendation to you is to go to the Canadore website, and you'll see under the support tab for students. Scroll down there and you'll see student employment. And everything you need to know about the Center for Career Development is on that webpage. And I certainly look forward to hearing from you and meeting with the students. So thanks very much for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Trina. And believe me, that's not her actual voice. She sounds much, much less robotic in real life. So moving to the next speaker, we do have Lisa Toner in the all-important Office of Financial Aid as you start looking at scholarships and bursaries. So Lisa, over to you.
Thank you, Daryl. Good evening, everybody. I'm one of the 3 financial aid officers for Canadore College. We help students apply for Osap, which is a government-funded program. We offer help with their documents. We offer budgeting tools. If you go to the support tab on the Canadore College website, you can apply for scholarships and bursaries. There's also entrance awards. We can help a student if they're in need. All they have to do is come and see us. It's really important if you haven't applied for OSAP to do so now. Get all your documents, supporting documents in so that your OSAP can process and you can come to school in the fall. And we can meet you in person. If you need an appointment or any help or guidance, you can feel free to email us at finaid@canadorecollege.ca. We also have a phone number, 705-474-7600, extension 5123. Ask for myself, Andrea, or Joelle, and we'll be certainly glad to help. The easiest way to apply for OSAP is just Google how to apply for OSAP. It's for Canadian residents, and you just need your SIN card, your notice of assessment from 2021, start your application, submit it, and then we can go from there to offer you help with the budgeting tools. Remember, everything needs a budget. So if you're running into difficulty, come and see us. We have lots of handy tools for budgeting. And as Trina mentioned before, we do have work study programs that you apply through us, and we work together with Trina, and we can help you assist in getting a job on campus to help you finance your education. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. So next up, we have Gerard Peltier from the First People Center. So Gerard, over to you.
Allez, bonjour. Thank you, Daryl. My name is Gerard Peltier. I am from the Comicon First Nations on beautiful Manitoulin Isle. I am here representing the Office of the First People Center. My official title here is Recruitment and Retention Officer. We are located in C254 at College Drive campus and E100 at Commerce Court campus. Each year, we're really happy to have over 500 Indigenous students come to Canadore College, making up around 20-25% of the student population here. Our goal here at the First People Center is to support students coming into Canadore and North Bay, and we're here to help increase those graduate opportunities. With the work and partnership of everybody in the college, we're successful at that, and we're happy to have that opportunity to work with all the First Nations Inuit Métis students. We're here for student success. We have a counseling service for our students, whether it's personal or academic. Our office is really happy to have Hikandaswin Mukazan program here, which is our learning center around STEAM or STEM. We just added the A for the arts, and it gives students a chance to learn and discover STEAM throughout the summer and throughout the year, and also gives college university students a chance to get employed here and work in a mentorship capacity with high school students. We do have an elder on campus available to talk to students, whether it's just a soup day, or just come in and talk about different things in life, or if they're looking for some counseling services, our elder Lorraine Liberty White Duck is available throughout the week. Our cultural coordinator Jerry McComb will provide events around culture and crafts. We also do some orientations throughout the year. So for our new and returning students, there's always some new information that we want to share. Of course, we have the orientation session for students with Canadore College as well. So we look forward to having students attend those events. One of the big parts of our success here at Canadore College with the First People Center and our Indigenous students is the Canadore Aboriginal Student Association. We have a few people who are employed in that department, and they become our leaders, but we have a good core of volunteers and student ambassadors who make things happen here on campus. The Canadore Aboriginal Student Association, they organize student activities, student success activities, special events, cultural sharing, and peer mentoring. So a really vital part in the success of our students. It's really nice for new students coming in to identify with other like-minded or like people, and to learn off them and to mentor off them. I can read some of the events that we have. Each year we have 2 powwows. One will be in September, the second Friday of the school year, which is the welcome powwow. And of course, we have the annual one in February, which is a little bit bigger, and it's held indoors. Like I said, we do have some craft workshops. We'll do that. We host Every Child Matters, which happens every September 30th. We have a day of action, which revolves around the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. We're one of the host institutions or participating institutions around the Moose Hide campaign, where we collectively as Canadore employees, staff, share the message to do our part to end violence against women and children. Last year, we had a really successful event, and we look forward to hosting that again coming up. And other things like land-based learning, medicine walks, day trips, school learning trips. And for our Indigenous students, we're really working hard on making it possible to have an international cultural exchange in 2022 and 2023, where our students get a chance to earn a credit. So we're looking forward to that. We're at the First People Center, Canadore College, and I hope to see some of the parents and the students this coming year.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Gerard. That was great. Next up, we have Vanessa Tignanelli from the Recruitment and Liaison Office. It's all you, Vanessa.
Thanks, Daryl. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Vanessa Tignanelli, and as Daryl said, I'm a member of the Recruitment and Liaison team here at Canadore College. Myself, along with Rick Potvin and Daryl, our MC this evening, are very happy to have been able to help many of you and your children on the journey so far to becoming Canadore students. You may recognize us from either a virtual or an in-person tour, school fairs, or perhaps another event throughout Ontario or the past year. It's our pleasure as liaison officers to direct you to the many services that our campus provides, represented by the fine speakers here tonight that provide you with everything you need to know to succeed. We will continue to make ourselves available should you ever need anything. Just email us. We will always do our best to help you or direct you to the person that can answer your questions. It's what we're here for. You can find our information on the Join Us page on the Canadore website. We want to wish you the best of luck this coming semester, and be sure to say hi if you see myself or Daryl or Rick in the halls. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Vanessa. We always say we have the most fun job on campus. And so connecting you with us is one of the greatest jobs, I think, of the school, which is awesome. So yes, absolutely. If you see one of us, please say hi. That's what we're here for, is to help you. Next up is a pretty important one, Nicole Bellmore from Residence.
Thank you, Daryl. Yes, so my name is Nicole Bellmore. I'm the general manager for the residence buildings. I would have to argue with Daryl and Vanessa that I think I have the best job on campus, because I get to not only see your students during the day, but they're actually in our building 24/7. And we're so excited to welcome them to residence in less than a month now. It's coming up so quickly. So yeah, if you haven't already applied for residence at this time, we're actually full, but you can still apply and get on the wait list should any spots become available. So if you are coming to live with us in September, if you haven't had a chance to see the buildings, I highly recommend you go online, take a look at our virtual tour. It's a 3D walkthrough where you're able to actually see your room, your bathroom, the full kitchen that you only have to share with one other person. We're one of the only residences in Ontario that actually has that full-size kitchen with a stove, you know, cooking all those healthy college student meals that we know students like to make. So you don't have to rely on a meal plan, and you can actually get your own groceries and make your own stuff. Everyone, like I said, has their own bedroom, so you get a feel of what furniture does come with the space, because it's pretty inclusive, and you just need to bring, you know, cutlery, dishes, towels, your toiletries, and your clothes, and you're good to go. I always say, if you're packing for residents and you can't fit it in a Ford Focus, you're packing too much. It does not need to be a U-Haul. I promise, it's only 8 months, it'll fly by. So yeah, our buildings are also really safe and secure. I know parents often have a lot of questions about security in residence. All of our buildings are fob access. You can only get in if you live here. And we also have someone at the front desk 24/7. So if you ever have any questions, or you need to call us for, you know, answers on anything, or your student locks themselves out and it's 3 in the morning, they can easily come down to our front desk and get a key card and get some assistance there. And also some assistance for you as a parent can call in any time of the day, 24/7, 3 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, we're here for you. And again, move-in's really top of mind. It's less than a month away, and we're really excited to welcome everyone in. On move-in day, your student will get to meet their residence life team. It consists of a residence life coordinator, some other managers, and some RAs, resident advisors. So all students will have a resident advisor. It's just someone who's an upper year student that they can go to for help, advice, support through some tough times, anything they might face in college, especially first year students and even second year students as the work gets increasingly more difficult. And they're really great for helping to refer your students to the other services mentioned today to help get them connected to where they need to go. But yeah, we host a lot of events in residence to help students meet other students, and that way they can make friends outside of their class. So it's really giving them that full college experience. So again, we can't really wait to meet you in September. We're gearing up for move-in. If your student's been accepted to residence, they'll be getting some emails from us shortly with some really good info, like tips on what to do, what to bring to residence, more importantly, what not to bring to residence, or just as importantly, I should say, some tips for making move-in day successful for you and your student. And as a treat for coming tonight, I'll give everyone a heads up. If your student is accepted for residence, tomorrow morning, they will be getting an email to go in and actually select their move-in day and pick the time that they want to move in. So watch out for their emails tomorrow morning. There'll be instructions on how to do that. So that's an extra little tidbit if you've come tonight. There's also a residence and security table talk orientation tomorrow morning that I'll be on. So if your student is joining that and you think of any questions tonight, they can jump on that tomorrow and ask me there, or you can drop them in the Q&A right now and we'll answer them later on tonight or through the Q&A feature. You can also email us at info@canadoreresidence.ca. That inbox is 24/7 and we'll respond to it again, any time of the day. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. I will just say I attended 4 separate post-secondary institutions, and when I finally saw the Canadore residences, they are by far the cleanest and most comfortable residences I've seen personally. So if you are going to be staying in residence, you're going to be in good hands. So that's great. And Nicole may have said the part that I was going to say earlier, but we don't have security on this call. But as Nicole was saying, we do have a table talk session, which will start at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So if Aaron, you wouldn't mind placing that link into the chat, then you can register up for it and get on that call. So thank you, Nicole. We will move to Kathleen Garvey from Sport and Wellness. Kathleen, you're on.
Thanks, Daryl. And I'm sorry, Nicole, I would argue that I actually have the most fun job at Canadore as the recreation and wellness coordinator. And I also want to preface that I did grow up in Southern Ontario. I also went to 3 post-secondary institutions, and Canadore has been by far my favorite. So you'll definitely fall in love with Northern Ontario. So sport and wellness, we offer a ton of sport and recreation programming. We will be bringing back some programming that we've had in the past, like intramural sports, such as volleyball and basketball and badminton. We also continue with our drop-in sports, which we try to offer during lunch hours, so students can kind of pop in, play a couple games, and then go back to class. This year, we are introducing a bike lending program. So you'll be able to come down, sign out a bicycle, be able to ride around campus, up and down the hill to residents for the day. In the winter, we offer a snowshoe lending program that you can use on our absolutely beautiful campus trails that I definitely recommend you check out. They're fantastic all year long. We will also be doing some trail quests, treasure hunts in September. We will do that as part of Frosh Month with CSC, so that's going to be exciting. We will also be partnering this year with Lug Hockey for intramural hockey. So we will be subsidizing registration fees for Canadore students. We will also be introducing a return to hockey program that'll start after reading week for all of our women identifying and gender diverse students. We will also be introducing a men's baseball team, Panther team that will participate in the North Bay Men's Baseball League, and that will start right at the beginning of school. In addition to all of that, we do have fitness centers at our College Drive, Commerce Court, and Aviation campus. If you are a student at our Parry Sound campus, we have partnered again with Evolve Health to offer memberships to students, and that information will be released shortly. We also offer varsity and club sport programs. We have men's and women's varsity volleyball, men's varsity basketball, and we will also be bringing back this year men's and women's club hockey. In addition to that, we also offer esports, both in a competitive capacity and recreational tournaments. So if you are on Twitch or Discord, search us up, Canadore Esports. We will be hosting events all year long, and those will be accessible to students at every campus and our students that are studying remotely. And we do offer part-time employment during the year, as well as full-time employment during the summer. So the best way to keep up to date with all of this information and ask us questions is to follow us on Instagram at Canadore_Panthers. We will be posting updates all year long. That's where you will see the fitness center hours, dates for registration for our intramural leagues, and you can just send us a direct message if you have any questions. I think I got just about everything in there.
Good job.
And if you don't have an Instagram, you can send me an email, kathleen.garvey@canadorecollege.ca.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thanks.
So finally, we are at the Student Success Services section of the night. So Nevin St. Ange, as well as Shauna Nielsen, joined us as panelists, and they will discuss Student Success Services for our students.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nevin. I'm the triage navigator for Student Success Services. So students who register with our department, they come for accessible learning services, mental health supports, learning supports, and it's available to all Canadore students. Our accessible learning service provides supports for students with permanent or temporary disabilities. So this can include learning disabilities, ADD, ADHD. It also includes medical conditions or physical disabilities, or even mental health conditions such as depression or anxiety. So when students register with our department, they'll be scheduled an intake appointment, and then from there, they're assigned to either a learning or a mental health navigator, or even both sometimes. Students who register with us do require proper medical documentation to have access to any accommodations, and accommodations are very specific to each student based on the documentation and through conversation with the learning and the mental health navigators. Documentation types can be recent psychoeducational assessments, psychological assessments, IEPs, or we also accept the Osap disability verification form. And we also have a medical information request form that's available on our website in the student success section of the Canadore website. It's also important to note that it's the student's responsibility to connect with our department and to request their accommodations. So if you know that your student has had an IEP in high school, the high schools don't automatically send those over to us. So the students are encouraged to reach out to our departments. So they really need to initiate the registration process in order to access our services. If your child has a verified learning, medical, or mental health disability, and they're on OSAP, they can also submit the OSAP disability verification form. We can post the link in that chat as well. This is really important to do, especially if students are taking a reduced course load so they don't have their funding affected. Students who have accommodations can also access support through our resource center. Each resource center is staffed with technologists who oversee accommodated testing, assistive technology training, and alternative format requests. And we also offer peer tutoring to all full-time Canadore students. Our mental health navigators are also here to support students who require one-to-one mental health supports. We offer these services virtually and in person. So if you notice that your student may be feeling a little sad or they really need somebody to talk to, encourage them to reach out to us. They can connect with us via email, they can call us, or they can even walk into our departments. And we have availability for you to walk in on all campuses. And to register with our student success services, just refer to the information that we're going to put in the chat. You can connect once again, email, phone, or you can walk in to book your appointment. Just to let you know, if you haven't already registered, we're offering a summer transition program to students with disabilities. So if you're registered with our department, and it's your first year attending post-secondary education, then you can register for the summer transition program. It runs August 31st to September 2nd. You can attend in person or virtually. So we'll also have that registration link in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nevin. That does finish up all of our speakers. So thank you to everybody who just spent that 2-minute blurb talking about their offices, and a special thanks to all the future students and parents for being on the call. We are now going to open up the remainder of the session for questions. So using the Q&A feature, we will start to answer them. So, we've got people. Perfect. This is a great one for you, Nevin. And perfect, I just saw you identify it. So do I reach out now about my IEP, or do I wait until the beginning of fall semester?
The sooner the better to reach out. So if you just check in the chat there, I think Erin's going to be putting our link to register with our department. So you just click that, and then once we receive your registration, then you'll receive an email from myself and we'll book you a meeting. The sooner that we get you in, the better, to collect all your documentation and get everything set up for the fall.
That's great. Thank you, Nevin. We have another question from Michelle. So are food services available on the weekend for students who purchase a meal plan? So I could give an answer to this, Michelle, but I don't really want to, only because I don't represent food services. So that is provided by Chartwells, as well as a local cafe here in North Bay. We do have a location of Twigs. I don't know if you are a local or not, but if you are from North Bay, you're probably very familiar with Twigs. They are not related at all to the cafeteria services, but you will get an email, I would assume, within the next week or so to discuss meal plans, and they'll probably have their hours listed there. So sadly, I can't give you a full answer on that, but that's what I'd like to leave it as, because Chartwells does their own thing. I'm looking for a few more questions. Okay, great. So I think we're going to get you, Lisa, back on the back answering this question. So where to place banking information for the OSAP application, or do they have to be hand delivered to the OSAP office? You are muted, Lisa.
Get it off. Hi, sorry about that. I couldn't get it off mute. If
No
you're
worries.
talking about your OSAP application for the National Student Loan Service Center, you have to put your banking information online through your application. It does not come to the office. You can't email it to us. It's a blue link in your OSAP application. There is a quick tutorial on how to complete your National Student Loan Service Center application. So if you do need some help, please reach out to us and we can get you going with the process.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
Yep.
We don't actually have any more questions. Sue Ronson, I see you just raised your hand. Oh, there we go. When does my daughter choose her courses? So Danielle already gave a quick blurb about this, but I'm going to let her do it again because I have the power tonight, apparently. So Danielle, I'll leave it to you.
I was just about to say I'll answer that one live again. Registration was scheduled to open yesterday. That is what all the calls and emails are about that we've been receiving both yesterday and today. It is delayed. We don't have a date confirmed yet, but it will be soon. Students will receive an email letting them know when it opens and the instructions to do so. Once registration is opened, it'll be open till at least the end of the first week of school. For most programs, it will be the end of the second week, but some programs, they do cut it off earlier just due to them missing too much if they register late. So again, just watch for your emails. We will be sending that out shortly with the dates and times that registration is opening.
Awesome. Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, so Nevin, this is a question for you. So the question is that the student has a disability. What kind of accommodation is available for their success? So Nevin did go over this. However, in case Rabia wasn't in the room, if you wouldn't mind repeating some of the services available in Student Success Services.
So the accommodations that are available are very specific to documentation. So that can come from medical healthcare professionals. I would just recommend, if you want to send me an email at the Student Success now, if Erin, you can put that in the chat again for me, that would be great. And we can connect and I can let you know what is available more specifically to you and your needs.
Awesome. Thank you, Nevin. Michelle, you asked a really quick question. Do students typically have classes, I should say, not questions. Do students typically have classes on Fridays? That's going to be something that will get figured out once you have your registration taking place. So hard for us to say right now, except that it is an available day to have a class. So I won't know specifically which days you'll have classes from the outset now, but you'll know once you register in your classes. So we do have another question from Caitlin. I do believe Caitlin was the person who was on the call with me earlier at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So Caitlin, good to see you again. Her question is, I know it was mentioned, but is there a link I could go to opt out of medical fees as an example? And I'm leaving that open for anybody to answer.
I can answer that one.
Thank you.
Do you mean for the student health plan?
I believe so.
Yes, so the Erin put the link in the chat, and maybe Erin can put it again, but it's guard.me/Canadore for domestic students. And that link, like I said, will not be available till after the 10-day count. So usually, trying to think of the exact date. Danielle maybe can tell me when that, our finalized list after the 10-day count is usually available. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure the exact date, but a few weeks into the classes, that link will be available for students once they've, GuardMe's received our list, enrollment list, and then you'll be able to go in there and opt out or switch plans. And there'll be a few week period where you can actually do that, and the deadlines will be posted, to complete that opt out or switch plans. So just have to provide a little bit of information in terms of current coverage.
Awesome.
Lee's the 19th is the 10-day count.
Okay, so yeah, it would you would need to allow maybe a day or so for GuardMe to have that list. So I would check back around the 20th or so to opt out.
Awesome. Thank you, Lise. Nicole, when is the first day to move into residence?
So our official move-in days are September 3rd and September 4th. There are a few exceptions to that for things like the summer transition program and some special cases, certain people flying in from very far away that couldn't get flights in the actual move-in days. And so if you are one of those students that needs a special accommodation for move-in time, just let us know. Otherwise, move-in is the 3rd and the 4th, so the Saturday and Sunday of Labor Day. And again, tomorrow you'll be able to pick which day and time you want to move in at. just look out in your inbox, you'll get an email about how to select that time slot.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. We did have a question about books, whether they'll be available for purchase after registration. You did kind of answer your own question, Leanne. So the instructor will tell you what books you need on the first day of class. So we will leave it to them regarding whether or not you need to purchase books. That's all questions for your faculty member, not anybody, unfortunately, on this call. So just be aware of that. Nicole, we have another question regarding residents. Are toaster ovens allowed in residence?
Yes, any appliance that is CSA approved, has an automatic shut off, fire safe, anything like that is really fine for residents. A lot of students bring microwaves. We do not have microwaves, so that's something to talk to your roommate about, which person wants to bring one of those if you're a person that cooks with a microwave quite a bit, as a lot of college students do. Coffee makers are also a really huge hit here to keep students awake for those early morning classes. And things we don't allow, which are just as important as the list that we do allow, are hot plates, which you won't need here anyway because we have a full stove. Oh, and deep fryers. Those in college students, they don't mix.
Good call. Well, probably most adults. Deep fryers don't mix. Okay, so another question that we have is from Lexi. If I'm currently working in a daycare, am I able to use those hours for one of my placements? So much like the earlier question, Lexi, we can't really answer that question because it has to do with your program specifically. So we don't have faculty nor coordinators on this call. So you'll just want to touch base with them when you begin your academic year. We do have a quick question about housing from Ruchika. So tried everything, GG Marketplace, place for students, there's not enough listings. So Ruchika, we are aware of this. Unfortunately, we are trying to meet demand. Unfortunately, I don't really have a very good answer for you when it comes to this. I would just say keep your eye on all of the options. There is a website, maybe somebody in on the panel can put this link into the chat about the student housing website that is through Nipissing. There it is. Thank you, Shauna. That is another option. I don't know if you've heard of that, Ruchika, but that is another option. So hopefully you find a place soon. Okay, yeah, Nicole.
Just because your comment mentioned that a lot of the housing options aren't super close to campus. If you've ever visited North Bay and seen where at least the main campus is, it's at the top of a very tall hill. And there's really not a lot of housing up there. A lot of students that required to get to the main campus will have to use the busing in North Bay, but the bus system is very used to students needing busing and increases the frequency of buses up to the main campus. So if your concern is regarding, I want to find something walkable to campus, there really isn't many options in a good year for walkable housing to the main campus. So busing is it's a good option. It's a reliable option for students that need to get to the main campus. Aviation and commerce are on different sides of the city, and there is a little bit more housing near those areas. But it is very normal to have to bus to campus and not just be able to walk. So have that understanding that you might not see that in, a Toronto or a GTA campus where it's in the middle of a suburbia and there's more housing readily available close by.
That's awesome. Thank you, Nicole. I'm going to keep it on you. So there's another question about what is provided in the dorms that students wouldn't have to bring with them.
That's a long list. So I could talk from anything from utilities. We have great internet, but I'm thinking you're meaning furniture. So we have double extra long beds. It's the width of a double, the length of a queen. Both size sheets fit. It's just double sheets are a little tight. Queen sheets are a little loose on the side. You can buy special sheets, but you're never going to have another double extra long bed in your life. So I never recommend it because why? You'll just never use them again. Not a great investment. You'll also get a desk and a closet unit. So your closet unit has some shelves and some spaces to hang clothes. For move-in day, one of our tips that'll be coming in that email is bring Rubbermaid totes because they're just easier to carry versus cardboard boxes. And some students will choose to keep them with them and use them as additional storage underneath their beds, inside their closets too. You also get a desk chair with your desk. The kitchen has a kitchen table and 2 chairs. Again, full-size fridge, full stove, 3-piece bathroom, no tubs. That's about it. You're going to need to bring your own towels, your own cutlery, your own dishes, your own microwave. Shower curtains. Everyone forgets shower curtains. The dollar store sells out at shower curtains on move-in day.
I'm guessing you've answered that question before, Nicole.
I've also heard parents come back from the dollar store and Walmart saying there was almost no shower curtains left. It's a very hot forgotten item.
That's awesome. Getting the inside track, everybody on this call. One more residence question for you really quickly. We have David asking if it's worth it to put their daughter's name on the residence waiting list.
It's never not worth it, because if you're not on the list, there will be a guaranteed chance of you not getting in. At this point, I would, simply because, again, there's a chance you'll get in. Also, as we get closer to move-in, our wait list dwindles because students have obviously had to find an alternative situation for their housing. So even if the list is long now, it does shrink as we get closer to class start. I do obviously always recommend, if you're not guaranteed a spot, you should have a backup, because you don't have a promised room. And also, this is not what parents want to hear, but it's just the honest truth. Some students will come and a week in, they'll decide this program's not for me. I'm too homesick. They'll just decide, college life, or this college in particular, they want to wait a year. So with that, if we do see people drop out of residence and your son or daughter isn't locked into a lease somewhere, and they're still on the wait list, we'll just keep calling folks until we find someone who still needs housing in September. Also, if you get on the wait list now for September and you want to defer your waitlist spot to January acceptance, so if you get a lease for the first 4 months, and then come January, if we have spots from those students who have graduated in December, who only had 4-month programs, we might have some spaces available then.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. You're going to get a few more because the questions are just piling in with you speaking. So really quickly, I think we can get them answered pretty quickly. Are there cleaning services for the dorms?
All of our common areas are clean, but with COVID, our staff aren't entering student spaces because, shocker, it's a terrible idea for one housekeeper to go room to room to room to room to room. That will spread COVID. So that service is no longer provided, but all of the common areas are cleaned multiple times a day and disinfected with a COVID safe cleaner.
Awesome. Is there a nightstand provided?
No, most students will use the desk area to just use that as a nightstand or bring a small little plastic one from Walmart.
Awesome. And one question is, would a Rubbermaid tote fit under the bed?
Depends on the tote. I think there's about 1.5 feet of space underneath the beds. I would recommend checking out our virtual tour. Again, it's a 3D virtual tour. You can look up, you can look down, and actually see what our beds look like. They're not super high off the ground, but they're higher than what would be like a standard bed, because there's no box spring. So there is enough room under there to slide more than just one of those thin little Rubbermaids, or one of those thin Rubbermaids and stacks and stuff.
Awesome. Thank you again. One question we've gotten a couple times. I know it's been answered a few times. It's not residence related, Nicole, so you are now off the line right now. So Ishmael is wondering if busing is included with the student card. So I don't know if Lise, you want to answer this one? Did we lose Lise?
Sorry, trying to unmute. Yes, the bus pass is included in this with the student on the student card this year. I'm not sure if Danielle has any more information on that part, but it was just confirmed the other day to me anyway that is included.
Awesome. And
yes, sorry, Daryl.
That's okay. Go ahead, Danielle.
I was just going to add to that yes, it's included in the tuition and ancillary fees, so it's not an additional charge to students. The form to request is on the website, so we can upload a picture, because we won't be having students lining up for their pictures like in the past. I'll pop that link into the chat to fill out and upload a picture.
Awesome. We also had the question of all questions and answers if it was going to be recorded. So to give everybody on the call a quick answer there, it will be placed on YouTube. We do not provide documentation of all the questions and answers that way, but it will be placed on YouTube under the Canadore College account. Okay, so So McKenna, I believe Danielle just answered the student card when you received them. Maybe Danielle, I don't know if you want to repeat what you just said about picking up their student card or where they would get that.
Yeah, I just popped the link into the chat to request and upload the picture. We won't be mailing them out. They'll be picked up in the office. Basically, when you come to school, pop into the admissions office to pick up your card after you've ordered it.
Awesome, that's great. We do have a question. Alpha is asking about, is it important to attend orientation on day one? I would say so. You know, I can't speak for any one individual in terms of how much you desperately need to attend, but it's always a good idea to get all the information. So that is what I would say. I know you're looking for a date. I don't think that date for winter intake is figured out yet, but it will be provided closer to. So yeah, we also answered that residence question earlier. If you're not staying in residence and you're looking for external housing, still get on the wait list for residence. It's a great residence facility. And so I think it is worth your time. And as Nicole just mentioned, potentially there may be space that opens up. So make sure you get on that list. Nicole, we're back to residence questions. So is there a restriction for how many people we can bring with us to help it on move-in day?
Yes. No. So yes, hi, but no. In the past 2 years, we have put a restriction of 2 helpers per student, again, just to lower the number of people in one place on move-in day. We are still asking that if possible, students bring 2 or fewer helpers, again, just to curb large crowds. But we do understand if, you know, you have a younger sibling that needs to come along. So unlike previous years where it was a hard rule, it's just a recommendation this year. One thing we do see though is if possible, leave pets at home. If someone can watch the dog, that'd be great. Move-in day is always a warm day. It's Labor Day weekend. And when everyone brings their pet, you can't bring it into the building. And it just creates another thing for someone to watch while boxes are coming in and out of vehicles. And we don't want to see anyone's little Max running away.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. There is a question that I believe is going to be Danielle will need to answer. So Aaron is asking, they attempted to register for fall class yesterday. It took their banking info. It charged credit cards multiple times with pending transactions. So I suppose the question is really asking, you know, how is that going to be handled? Will it be refunded? If you know the answer, I'm not sure you will, but if you do, that would be great if you could provide at least somewhat of an answer to that.
Well, definitely if the student's overpaid, we can definitely refund or hold it for the winter tuition. But I would just ask the student, because I can't talk to anybody but the student, to send me an email and I can look into that and make sure that's taken care of. I'll just pop my email into the chat.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you, Danielle. We do have a quick question again. Is the residence application fee non-refundable? Nicole, I'm not sure if you want to, again, come on video and answer that one.
Yes, the residence application fee is non-refundable for each term that a student lives in residence and applies for.
That's awesome. We also have another one, Nicole, so before you run away, could you quickly go over things not allowed in residence? I'm sure there's a Q&A or a document that goes over that, but I'll leave it to you. Oh, you're muted, Nicole.
Yeah, sorry. Trying to answer
That's
the Q&A as fast as I can here, and I'm trying to mute myself so no one hears me typing. So we don't have necessarily a list of things you can't bring, but in our rules, there is a list of appliances you can't bring, a list of, and there's a pets policy that lists that you can't bring pets. Specifically for appliances, like I said, deep fryers, lava lamps, because those can get tipped over and broken. Hot plates that aren't induction plates. I will put in the chat a link to our residence community living standards, which is all of the rules for residents, and that includes that list.
That's awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Lisa, we have another question about financial assistance, this time for living expenses, specifically for students that may not, that may have a low income situation. I don't know if you can answer that one, but I figure you're probably the best person.
Thank you, Daryl. So I would suggest to everyone, no matter what your situation is, apply for OSAP. See if you get grants, loans, start there. And if you do not qualify for OSAP because you made too much money or your parents did, I would have a plan B. So go to your financial institution, apply for a student line of credit, look for a part-time job, go to, maybe you have a Legion that will sponsor you in your area. There's really many avenues that can help you as well. So start off applying for OSAP and see what you can get for assistance.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. A couple questions here. So Danielle, I think this will be for you. Are we able to get student IDs and bus passes before school starts?
That's kind of a good question because we don't release them unless students are registered. So that would depend on when registration opens and when we get started processing, get everything in order for the students to pick up. It may be possible, just depending on timing here.
And Danielle, correct me if I'm wrong, I just want to make sure that this is the case. So with the bus pass, though, that is only applicable after Labor Day, I'm presuming? Yeah.
I was actually thinking I should add that piece. Yes, the bus pass is valid starting the first day of school. So even picking it up early, you still can't use it ahead of time, other than you could use it to get to school on that first day.
That's awesome. That's great. Thank you. Nevin, we have a question about a student that has a disability. Is there a form that he or she signs that allows a parent to talk to the college, different departments, or residents?
I can only speak for our department. On our consent form, we do have an option where students can put their parent's name for communication purposes. However, we always do encourage parents to reach out to their students to get the information that they're seeking. I'm not sure what it looks like for other departments, like residents or admissions or finance or anything like that. So that would be a separate question for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Nevin. We do have another question. So the question is, we've heard that the bus pass is included, yet it seems that we have to pay for the bus pass and it is mandatory. So Danielle, I'm not sure if you want to answer that, if you'd be the appropriate person in this case.
It's included in the sense that the fee is included in the ancillary fees that are bundled with your tuition fees. So you are paying $246 for 8 months, which is a really good deal compared to anybody going and buying a bus pass directly from the city. So it is included in those fees, and it is mandatory. That's the only way we can get such a great deal for the students, is if all students are paying that fee.
Awesome. Thank you. Alex, we might have a question for you or for Lise. So this question is from Jeremy. If you have classes at the Commerce Court, would the student go there for orientation?
I can probably actually answer that one, Daryl.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we are planning for a very fulsome orientation, all students across the college and every year this year. So there'll be more information to follow, and there will be emails going out to students once we have all the details of what room you go to. But essentially, yes, whatever your home campus is, wherever you're taking your courses, is where you will do your orientation on the first morning of on the Tuesday. That's awesome. September 6th. I should know that date by now.
Great, thank you, Shauna. So we've got a question for you, Nicole. Is smoking allowed on residence property?
So very similar to the campuses, there are designated smoking areas that you can smoke in. You just can't smoke near the doorways, in the building itself, and outside of those designated areas.
Awesome, thanks, Nicole. We do have a question, I think that might be for you, Nicole. So Megan is asking if campuses are open move-in day, if we want to drop off or pick things up from campus. So I'm guessing maybe it's not for you, Nicole. I'm a little confused by the question. So Megan, just so you're aware, you'll be moving into residence, I believe, ahead of time. So you wouldn't have access, I don't believe, to a locker yet at that point. Nicole, yeah, you go ahead.
So I believe they mean like to pick up books or to go to the bookstore and buy some swag. On Labor Day weekend, which is move-in weekend, the college is not typically open. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me, but I don't believe it will be open this year either. So if you have an opportunity to stop by Canadore before then, that would probably be your opportunity, but typically on move-in weekend, which is Labor Day weekend, the college is closed with it being a long weekend.
Okay, so Megan just gave a little bit more information. You're referring to Aviation Campus. So no, you'd bring a toolbox with you. Now I would ask, or they'll probably send you information about this before you actually start the program, but they'll, ask somebody there, because I'm not sure if you would need to have that yet on the first day or not. You might want to send that to your coordinator. I'm assuming if it's a toolbox and it's aviation, then you're going to be a maintenance program in aviation. So you might want to send an email to Brett Chadwick.
And Alex is an aviation student going into his second year, so he might be able to answer that.
Okay, Alex, you're up.
Yeah, so for the tools thing, actually once the class starts, we have enough time to buy the tools, and accordingly, whichever tools we need, it will be told by our professors. So it's better not to buy before you come to the college. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
So we don't have any open questions. So to the people who are here to have their questions answered, if you have any last ones, please do enter them into the Q&A portion now. I'll give it a couple minutes, and then if we don't get any, we will just say our goodbyes. But yes, let's give it a few minutes here.
Daryl, maybe just while we're waiting, I would just like to state to everybody that's on the line that Canadore does have a very full suite of support services, and we really strive for a no wrong door kind of scenario. So if you're not sure, you feel like you need something and you're not even sure what it is, or if you know what it is, hit up any of the offices. Student Success Services or Access and Inclusion are a good place to start, but really all of the departments are in support services, the admissions, CSC, any of the staff in there are happy to help and direct you to the appropriate person or the appropriate department. So there really is no need to go without or to feel lost. Just reach out. We're always happy. And I'm sure you'll see lots of our smiling faces in the hallways. We're planning on having a lot of people in the halls helping you find your way and help you find the things that you really need. So just reach out, ask anybody, and you'll, I'm sure, find a helpful answer from whoever you ask.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks, Sean. I appreciate you mentioning that. So we have a couple questions now populating. So Danielle, we have a question for McKenna about when classes start, or does it depend on which course you're taking? So I would imagine the day after Labor Day, but maybe you want to answer that one.
That would be correct. Monday, Labor Day, we're closed, so classes start on Tuesday, September 6th.
Awesome, thank you. Cassandra, of course, everybody's entered into the prize, so you have a chance at winning. So we will be drawing that after we're done today. So I will get in touch with the winners when we've done that draw. And so yes, you are automatically entered. So Michelle is asking if the campus will be open the Friday before the long weekend. Yes, Michelle, it will be open the Friday before. I see that you are from far away. If you do want to book a tour, that's actually how I was going to close out this session. We certainly have our website. You can either do the virtual tour or you can do an in-person tour with us. Just be aware we don't do tours on weekends. However, if you go to canadorecollege.ca/join us, you will see a link for both the virtual and the in-person tour. So yeah, or you can just show up on the Friday before if you so desire and just walk the campus, or even after you've moved into residence on the Tuesday after, there'll be certainly the ability to walk around campus and get a feel for it. So we've also got a question about online and offline classes. So Danielle, I don't know if you want to answer that about the, now I'm forgetting what the term for it is, the academic plan document online.
Yeah, the academic plan is on the website, so it would depend on the program. Some programs are fully online, some are fully in class. Most would be, I think, hybrid at this point. So I can just grab that link and pop that into the chat so you can just look it up by program.
Awesome. That's great, thank you. So we now have 0 questions. So I think it's a good time to conclude our event tonight. So thank you to everybody who joined in with us today. I do just want to mention again that $1,000 tuition voucher and Apple AirPod giveaway. I will follow up with the winners, and we're really excited for you to come. Thank you for joining us today. Oh, we have a question now. No problem, Aaron. Thank you for being here tonight. And like I said, it'll be on YouTube. So we will post it on the Canadore account on YouTube. So take a look there. And that is the night. So thanks again, everybody. And we will, sorry, Bob, we're not able to. You could just copy and paste the chat. I will leave maybe the session open for say a few more minutes, only because of the fact that if you want to copy it, you'll need a couple seconds. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Bob. It will be available other ways as well. So you will have, there's various documents on our website that will kind of list everywhere you can get in touch. We also have a directory. So have a great night, and we'll hopefully see if you're the student or you have a student that's attending, we'll see them soon. And that is it. So thank you, everybody. And thank you especially to our panelists as well as the attendees. And everybody have a great night. See you later.